welcome back to my channel. My name is Tia, aka Teacup Simmer, and this is another part of our niche series. And we are back in our Zephyran Tribe, where we're still having issues with carnivores, you guys. It looks like because there's so much dark spaces around our island, we seem to be like having carnivores just pop up out of nowhere. But thankfully we have all of our creatures kind of hidden in grass. But we have our new shaman, Rakesh, our very bright white creature who seems to have been blessed by our goddess with amazing affinity for these medicinal plants that seem to be growing on this island. And he is teaching one of the many youngsters, the teenagers, Yuria, who is a little bit more feisty than he's used to. He's not used to dealing with a lot of kids. As soon as they got on the island, all of the little ones just kind of like stayed over in this area, and he didn't really have to deal with them as soon as he found his new place with his new medicinal plants. However, he's teaching her a couple things, and I think she would definitely be soaking it in, because Yuria is also one of our creatures that would have extremely horrible camouflage. She is 2 camouflage, so he's horrible at hiding, whereas all of our other creatures have 4 camouflage, so they have color camouflage. I think Rokiro has color camouflage and hiding camouflage, and so he is completely hidden. There's Noronu, who has pattern camouflage. So all of our creatures have some form of camouflage that keep them protected in the grasses when carnivores come by. But it looks like Rakesh is kind of taking a liking to Yuria because she also has her panda pattern, but it doesn't really do much for her in this grassy area where it doesn't really keep her protected from carnivores or any of the other possible dangers in the grasses. So he's just kind of being like, well, since it looks like we're going to have a lot of carnivore problems, I'm going to teach you how to use these plants, and they're just going to sit here and kind of have a little bit of a discussion while we go through our tribe. And I've been looking at our tribe, you guys, and it looks like we've already Hana has already established herself as the lead female since she took charge of that nest, which Nalini is not that happy about. But even though Nalini isn't really like psyched about it, she did still protect Hana's baby, little Hide over here, who is still quite a little bit pushy like his mom, but still he's still just a baby and he still needed to be hidden in those grasses, so he's just sitting over here. And Nalini still took care of him because she, like her father before her and her grandfather before her, seems to have an affinity for small children and likes to take care of all the little baby creatures that end up popping up in the family nurseries, in the tribe nursery. So even though she's not the ruler of the entire tribe, she is I think she's kind of gotten used to the fact that she's basically taking over when it comes to all of the babies, because it looks like all the baby, we're gonna end up putting our nursery about right here, you guys, because we have 2 pregnant females here. We have the main nest, that's the permanent nest that we found over here, so we're probably gonna stick all of our nursery right in this area, so everybody's really close to the medical plants. We still have a good chunk of area. We have a tree right here. I think it's fairly easy to protect because we have a shoreline right here, so we won't have too many predators showing up on this side, so we just have to worry about this side, which is perfectly fine. And I was looking at all of our creatures, and as you can see, I've kind of started adding some colored dots to all of our younger members, because it looks like a lot of our older ones are getting a lot older. So we've got Usa, who has about 4 days left. Nalini has a good chunk of time, so she's going to be around for a while to be like the den mother and look after all of the young mothers to start having little creatures. Hana has 2 days left. Nuronu has 2 days left. I think Rota has a while. So does Rokiro. And Inara has a little bit more time, but not as much as anyone else. So it looks like Hana and Nuronu, the leaders, oh my gosh, the leaders of our bone children, are going to be passing away, you guys. And so Hana is probably going to leave the seat as queen of the tribe, vacant, and it's going to end up passing to Inara. And the reason why I think it's going to pass to Inara, and I'm going to change her thing to alpha while I'm thinking about it, is because she is the strongest creature after Hana. Hana kind of got her position more on, one, getting to the nest the fastest, and two, because she was one of the two creatures to kind of come up with this idea of moving the family. So, and I think Inara would have respected that, and so would have Nalini. And Nalini, I believe, has found her new calling of looking after all of the nest, because for some reason she ends up being around a bunch of babies all the time. And Inara, if once Hana is gone, would definitely kind of step into that role as queen, which I think we'll find to be very interesting, because she's a little bit more, I would say, I'm not going to say straightforward, because Hana was always very bossy, but Inara, I think it takes a lot more risks because she's really strong. So she's going to want to make a lot of expansion so that we can kind of clear away all the grasses and attack all of the carnivores and make sure all the babies are safe. So I think she would be very aggressive when it comes to that part. And we have our beautiful couple over here, Naya and Bakar, who are on their last couple days, and I kind of want to have Bakar take up Ministerial Plant just because I want him to be around forever. He's so cute. But our two solo twins, which sounds really weird, but the solo twins, the ones that decided to come together because they left their twins behind, have had a bunch of very ocean-centered babies who have a lot of fishing, so they might end up taking up residence either over here or by the river so that they can start doing a lot more fishing, as their namesakes encourage them to do. And there's Ibai, who is named after Naya's twin, and then there's Senna, who's named after Sendoa's twin, which I love them to death. And then we have Nuru, who means light, who is the brightest color of all of their children. I think Mira is also one of their kids, now that I think about it. They've had a lot of babies, to be honest. Let's see. Naya, where are you? There she is. So she's had Ruben, Ibai, Senna, and Nuru. So she hasn't had, and then where has, I keep forgetting where everybody is. There's Bakar. Okay, yeah, he's Bakar. Mira is Bakar's daughter with Hana. Yeah, with Hana. So Mira is one of Hana's children, not necessarily Naya's, but she's still real pretty, and she's still super fast like her dad. But that's kind of what I'm thinking for you guys. We have our shaman teaching an apprentice. We have the family succession pretty much figured out at this point. And we're trying to get all of our new teenagers and our new young ones to kind of spread out into the grass and expand the family territory. So let's get started with the last bits of this movement. So we're trying to turn this into almost like a roadway. So we're going to clear out this area, and we're going to make paths kind of branching off of this. So we're going to end up having a path come about here, and this path is going to go this way and come towards the medicine area, and then they're going to have paths coming up this way, and then we're going to have paths going this way, just so that it'll make it a little bit easier to get around. And then we have Ibai, who I'm going to send out this way since he's old enough. And I think Bakar would get rid of this nest. And these two are getting older, but I think they're done having babies. They've passed on their genes. They each had a child that has their twin's name. I think they're fine. So we're just going to get rid of, oops, that goes my phone. Oh well. But I think they've each had enough babies to justify not having any anymore. Got my phone. Oh my gosh. So let's see. And I kind of liked this area. We did very well with this area. But Naya's just still going to sit next to Nuru and kind of protect him because we have two sets of birds hovering in our area. And I think that's everyone. I'm pretty sure everyone's moved. Yeah. So I'm just going to skip the day and see if anybody's going to get older, see if what we're going to do about this carnivore. Hopefully he doesn't go for our pregnant baby, for our pregnant bellies. Let's go. Okay, he went for Rota. So Rota is probably going to end up taking rushing down here to take a medicinal plant, because that took 3 days off of him, which we definitely don't want to stay that way. So we're gonna get rid of this. There we go. Well done, Rokiro. And we're gonna keep spreading out. And I think, okay, and so Aponi, we're gonna move you to this area, and you're just gonna plop down a nest there. We have Ambu, who we're gonna send off this way, because I think his mother would tell him, okay, well, you have enough strength to do it, so go forth and prosper. And then we have Usa, and we need to get Usa up here. Go away, you can't take our baby. To have another baby with Neronu, because they are matched. Yeah, they work well together. So we wanted to make sure she can have another baby with him, and he can kind of help Rota out. And Rota's gonna bounce his way down this way, and we're gonna get Nanara out of the way. Let me see. We're gonna put her over here next to this berry bush, and next to all of the other queens. I keep saying queens because I'm thinking like warrior cats, but I feel like we should still call them that though, just because. And since Anbu is right here, he's gonna look after little Hide. And Nalini, you have 7 days left. I don't think you need to have any babies. So we're going to start working on food collection, because that's something that we haven't actually been doing recently, but I want to make sure that's something we do actually do. Hana, you are on your last day, my love. Let's just kind of have her clear this out. I think as queen, she would try to get to the highest point on the mountain that she can and kind of survey the area, which I think will be really cool. I think that would be something really cool to do for all of our other creatures, that if, or at least for this one, and for possibly for when we get to the snows, for them when they are going to like pass away, get to the highest point that they can, so that they can kind of survey and look out across their territory, which I think would be really cool. And then, oh, look at Dara, she got so much bigger, and she is a pretty thing, and we're going to just have her clear out this space. And then Ibai is gonna come this way. He's gonna hang out in the grasses over there. Mira, who was almost attacked by that horrible rogue who got our beautiful Chia, who we're gonna have to send her over to the nursery to have her baby, now that I think about it. But she's not gonna have her baby yet. She's just gonna move her little butt over this way. And then we're gonna have Rakesh pick up all of this food and still teach Yuria kind of the ways of plants in this area. And then I think he's gonna clear away that grass. And they'd probably still have themselves hidden just because they don't have a lot of hiding in the first place, so they might as well keep the grass there. And let's see, and we're gonna have Azad be clearing away the path to the river. And let's have Rota, let's come down here, and he's gonna show up in the area next to, so he was licked, so all he needs to do is take the medical plant next turn, and he should be fine. So we'll gain back those 3 days that we lost. And then Hana is going to end up passing away out in the wilderness. And the babies are getting older, which is good. I'm going to have her pick up this food. Well done, Naya. She's done such a good job with her babies. And let's see. Well, he's not going to get her pregnant again. That would be silly. Senna, you're old enough now, so we're going to have you go towards the new area in Bakar. I feel like he would, because he's always had someone, I feel like they would pass away together. Or at least, because he'd pass away. He probably is going to pass away before her because of that extra day missing. But she'd stay alive long enough to make sure that Nuru could get back to the main tribe on his own. I think she would just kind of stay here and pass away next to Bakar. Oh, that's so sad. I feel so bad for them that they had to leave their twins behind, but it was definitely necessary. We did not have enough space to take everyone. So we now have how many pregnant bellies? Two pregnant bellies. Yeah, 2 pregnant bellies on a nest, and then we have 2 more sitting out here. We have Hana, who's going to pass away soon, and then we have our new baby. Ooh. Immunity I. Okay, yeah, and that was part of the thing I was thinking about, because I was checking all of our genes, you guys, and there are certain genes that I'm always going to make sure, because we took a lot of time to make sure that we were taking all of the genes that we had in the tribe. And so there are certain genes that we only have show up once right now. So Anbu is the only one of Rota's children that has immunity C, and we can't have that. We need to have some more babies with Rota, and that's why we need to make sure he eats the medical plant so he stays alive. We have a lot of babies with immunity A, we have a lot of babies with immunity B, and we have the ones that we're missing right now are immunity F. So none of the next generation have immunity F, and that's why we're trying to make sure Usa and Rakesh have babies. And then we're trying to make sure that I was one of the ones that we didn't have a lot of. So Usa was one of the few ones to have it, and so was Azad. But now Kunu has it, and he has good eyesight, hind legs, good webbed hind leg recessive, but we can get rid of that. Runner's leg. He's really good. He's tiny though, but that's okay. That's because his mom is kind of tiny. But he has purple eyes, showing that he is of the royal lineage, and we're gonna change his name. I might as well have stayed there, but what name do we want to name him? This bird is driving me nuts. I actually want to take a picture of this because the bird is crazy. But let's see, what name do we want? I think we want to name Usa, because Usa always has the most interesting names. He has spiky body, that's why he's tiny. Let's go with Hototo, because I think that's cute. Or Hoto. Hoto's good, since we're working with a bunch of O's, a bunch of H's recently. So Hoto is our newest little one, and we don't have any other little ones. So I'm gonna skip the day and then see what babies we get from these 2 and kind of see what happens, since we're still working with a pretty unknown map at this point. Aside from, I'm kind of nervous about this jungle area that's sitting right here, that we're probably going to have to pass by to get to the grassy port. Okay, and skip the day. Alright, I'm hearing bunnies. That's about it. I'm not hearing anything bad. We have another melanism creature. Kirku. Who's your dad? I don't remember. I think it's a Neuronu's baby. Yep, Neuronu and Hana are gone. The eldest of the bone children are gone. I wonder how long it's going to take us before we get to all of the creatures who came with us not being here anymore. And so we have 2 babies right now. So we have Raremi. Let's go with Rarame. Or no, Raremi. No, we're not going to keep that. And then there's Kirku, who was Neuronu's baby, who is big body, claw, nimble fingers. Webbed hind legs, good, good. He has K, which is fine. I think Hoto had I. And then what does she have? Remy has B and E. We need to make sure we have some babies with F, and we need to make sure we have some babies with C, which we're probably going to see if we can have Rota have a baby with one or two of these creatures over here. But we need to name Kirku. He is another one of our dark princes because he is Aponi's son, and Aponi is a princess. So we're gonna say, what's Kirku's name gonna be? I think let's go with Namid. I like that. Namid. That's what we're gonna call it. Namid. There's Namid, and then we have another pretty one. Aponi, get out of the way. It's not always about you. Who has Cracker Jaw recessive? Good, 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 good. I like her. I like her a lot. Okay, so we need to pick something for her. She's a pretty orangish color. Let's go with Nova because I like it. It's pretty. Well, we just did an N. Ugh, I have a hard time. Let's go with Ren. Ren is pretty. Ren. So we have a Ren and we have Namid, and then Hide has grown up a little bit, and I think he would follow after his mother and jump up towards the highest points he can. And Usa, I think, would be a little bit sad that all of her friends have kind of gone away. Let's see. We're going to move. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move Apani over here, so she can watch these babies. We're gonna move Hoto over here. We're gonna move Anara. We're gonna move Chia into this nest. She's gonna clear away that. We're gonna move Anara. Who's she gonna have a baby with? Dota, what are yours? Your G and C. So she's not Anara. Not maybe Chia later. Rota and Nalini possibly, but they have a high chance of having a melanism baby. And Aponi also has a really high chance of having another melanism baby. So we're probably gonna go with Nalini. So we're gonna have him take this. So we're gonna so he's gonna basically talk to Rakesh and be like, what do I need to take? And he's gonna be like, just pick one. And so he's gonna take let's go with this one. And so now he has 8 days, which is good. And we're gonna jump him over here, and he's going to get, no, gosh darn it, Nalini. There we go. We're gonna get Nalini pregnant, and then she's gonna jump into that nest. And then we need to move Anara. So hopefully we're gonna get immunity C from that. And then we need immunity F. Yeah. So we can have Anara have another baby with Rakesh. And then she's just going to jump back over this way. We're not going to have her baby right now. And then Usa is going to come down here, jump into this area, plop down a nest right there. So all of these little ones will be protected by all of these females just sitting around. And I think Aponi is gonna go and kind of explore a little bit because she knows she can leave her baby in this very protected area with the rest of her family. And Ambu is just gonna check out this area over here, kind of expand the family territory. Rokiro is gonna do the same. I think he's gonna end up finding all of the bones of the bones of the lost queen, which is going to be so sad. But let's have him move this way and kind of clear away these paths a bit. And since Senna is come all the way over here from her family, we're gonna just switch over the port of lookout to her. And we're gonna have Mira clear away that one. So Senna's just gonna jump up on here because I feel like we always want to have someone be lookout on this so we can keep a good eye out. And then now that Nuru is old enough and Bakar is gone. Bye, Bakar. I'm so sorry. And Bakar is gone. We're going to have Nuru go towards the family. And I think Naya would sit here next to the nest that they found when they first got here and be next to her mate and pass away. So that she knows that each of them is never going to be completely alone. We're gonna have Ibai kind of, ooh, let me see, fishing ability not high enough. What do you mean I can't fish? He has fishing. That's ridiculous. How high does your fishing ability need to be able to catch koi? Does it need to be 4? I don't know. That's horrible. So we have Dara, who is old enough now. So we're just going to have her, because this space is needed clearing out. So she's going to go up this way, I think. Dara and Hide, I believe, are related. But I've been putting the little gems on their chests to show who can mate with whom again, just so it makes it so much easier to be able to see who we'll be able to mate together in the future when we start wanting to have kids with all these other little babies. And then we're gonna leave Chia right there because Chia. I guess Chia didn't want to have the rogue's baby right now. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. That's so frustrating. And then Yuria is going to be over here learning from Rakesh about the plants and about everything that he can teach her because he has a couple days left. He's been still having a few babies with all of the other creatures, but he's still staying next to his plants, and I think he'd be kind of tending to these plants because the fruit had to be eaten. And I'm pretty sure that's everyone. No one else needs to move. So we're going to skip the day and we're going to see what our 2 babies are going to be. Because, gosh darn it, Chia, why did you move? But we'll see, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I heard a carnivore and bunnies and oh gosh. Okay, so thankfully we have Dara here who has 4, which is good. And then we have Rumen. Is there anyone else who's really close who can fight this creature off? No, I don't see anyone, but maybe. And aw, Usa, you had another bunny. Another bunny with like spiky body. Oh wow. And we haven't had any babies except for Aponi with ram horns. I think Anara is definitely going to be very pleased that as the current queen now, she's going to be very tickled pink. No pun intended, that her family line is very secure because she has ram horns, her daughter has ram horns. There's a very high likelihood that any other babies that Apani has will have ram horns. So Anara is very pleased with herself. But right now we're going to make sure we can get rid of this carnivore. Maybe we can do you think we'll be able to get him all the way up here? I don't think he can move quick enough to be able to help with the carnivore. So let's see if we can get these 3 to take him out. There we go. And I think Hide in his arrogance, would jump on it and be like, mine, and take all the food. And I think because he was the first queen's son, I think everybody would kind of overlook it and just not really care too much, but they would be like mildly annoyed by the fact that they just worked really hard to get that meat, and he just kind of took it. So we're gonna move. Let's have Azad take up this position right here, and we have a bunch of new stumps, and he's able to like illuminate this entire area, which is good because Mira is going to be basically clearing out paths around this area too. We might end up having Ibai. He can't pick up the koi fish, which is so frustrating. We might end up having Senna, when she's old enough, come over this way. And oh, look at that, both of the solo twins pass away. Oh my gosh. Ooh, and look, we're gonna end up having a new medical creature. That's kind of great. So we're gonna have Yuria jump back over here and pick up some more berries while she sits in her new area, because Rakesh is getting up there. He has 4 more days left, and like we said, you guys, we want to make sure that we pass down some of his genes. Want to make sure we have some creatures with immunity F, and so I think he's probably going to spend some time near the nursery in his old age. Let's see, we're gonna move this baby. We're gonna move Ren over here. We're gonna move Anara into this nest. We're gonna move Namid over here, and Usa, you had a new baby, so what's her name? So she has I, which is good. So all of the babies that Usa's having are starting to have I, which is what we want. Want to make sure we have that mixed into the family tree. And so her name is Mirare right now. But what do we want to change it to? She has 2 nimble fingers. She's definitely taken after her mother's family, and kind of has that bunny look. But she's a little bit more spiky, and I like to think that that's probably because Usa grew up on an island that was fairly hospitable. There weren't a lot of predators, and they didn't have to deal with too many things. Whereas Mirare, or we're probably going to change her name. What are we going to change her name to? I gotta add some more. Ooh, let's go with Iskra. Iskra looks pretty. So Iskra is now growing up on an island that is a little bit more hardcore. So they have, all of our creatures have to defend themselves. We've had maybe 3 or 4 carnivore attacks already since we've been here, and we've only been here a few, enough, or at least I guess we'd say a few years, quote enough for us to have a couple sets of babies. So I think Iskra is kind of like a showcase of the times, of how much everything's changed from us needing only to have like some really cute little nimble fingered bunnies who can just run around and collect all the berries that they want, and now we need our beautiful Iskra, who has like really spiky bodied and still has that really cute bunny look, and has nimble fingers, but she has to have some way to protect herself. So that's really cute. I like her. So Iskra is our first baby. And Usa, oh my gosh, our Usagi is going to die. Oh no, our Usa. Oh no, poor Usa. I want to keep her so bad. Okay, I think what we want to do is have Usa have one more baby with Rakesh, with Rota, because I want to make sure he has babies with immunity C, and Usa has a very high likelihood of having good babies, which we want to make sure of. And so we're gonna have Chia jump into this nest, so we have 3 pregnant bellies, which is good. So we're just gonna keep them that way. And then we have our other little baby, a boy Roku, who, yeah, he only has a small inactive melanism, which isn't bad. He has the inactive ram horns, claw, digging paw, good hind legs, good eyesight, fluffy tail, like his mom. Very, very nice, very nice. He definitely doesn't have those ram horns that she wants. So I think she'd be a little grouchy, because she's, even though she kind of pushed aside her her position as possibly being the ruler of the tribe for taking care of all the little ones, I think she would still put a lot of pressure on her children to have those, or at least be regal. And in her mind, being regal is having ram horns. So Roku, which I think is nice. I think we're going to leave his name like that. So Roku is dealing with his mom's expectations, which all children have to deal with their parents' expectations, let's be honest. And we're going to have Hoto jump around this way. And we might going to be able to get, dang it, Nuru, we didn't get it. So we have our Nuru, who's finally back over here. He left his parents, so now he's in the heart of family territory, which is fine. And we have our bustling little nursery over here. And Nalini would just kind of take a breather and watch over her baby. And we're gonna have Apani, who's a little bit adventurous, kind of go off and hang out in the new areas over here. Probably have some conversation with Ambu, since Ambu and Apani, oops, I didn't mean to do that, but I guess they had like a little bit of a romance, you guys, because now they are she's now expecting, so they're probably going to have like a little bit of a romance as they explore the wilderness of their new home. So she is a nimble fingered rammed horn creature, and he is a clawed digger paw creature, so they'd be able to protect themselves fairly well. She has 3 strength, he has 4 strength, so they wouldn't really worry too much and just kind of enjoy each other's company. And then we have Rota over here, who's just going to spend some time underneath the tree watching after all of the ones in the nursery, because Rakesh wants to make sure that all of the breeding females have everything that they need to make sure that all of the babies for the tribe are as healthy as they can be. And see, what else are we looking at? We have and Ibai, who is moving this way very slowly. Let's have him get that bunny. No one else is over this way. Rakesh, I feel like, would stay near his new apprentice, or his apprentice / protege, who's basically taking over as the new shaman now that he only has 4 days left, and he's gonna spend his time over here with all of the young ones. And let's see, I think that's it. I think that's where we're going to end this bit, you guys. I know we have Senna over here who's working as sentry, and I feel like the teenagers tend to work as sentry just because they only have a few moves and they don't really do much. And so we're going to leave the teenagers up there until they age up, and so that can kind of be like almost like an apprenticeship of watching after a certain area for the tribe, or like standing visual or something along those lines. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, please let me know down in the comments. If you have any more names for me, please put them down in the comments as well. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and please subscribe if you really love me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!